had a chance to look at all the facilities, and I can't tell you how impressed I am. And obviously, you see the passion of the fan base when you have a chance to look at all these facilities and to come to the Carrier Dome. We talked about yesterday what a special place this is. It's a really neat place, and again, we're so excited to be here and being at Syracuse. It's going to be a great opportunity.
Are there one or two things here that you would do or that you would want, whether it's luxury boxes or whatever?
Well, this is the second time I've been in this building. When I was here a few years ago for the regional, so I want to take it in and absorb it first before I make any suggestions on things I want to do. As I talked about yesterday, this place has so much history and tradition, and again, our goal is to get recruits to say yes to Syracuse, and anything we can do to enhance it is a big plus for all of us from that standpoint. So, I mean, again, it's just awesome to walk in here and see. It's very overwhelming in a sense, but very exciting.
What have the last 24 hours been like for you? Where did you get a chance to go and visit in the area or community?
I've been around campus obviously quite a bit. Have not slept much. The sleep will be nice when I get some sleep. But again, been spending a lot of time with people on campus and walking around meeting different constituencies. Had breakfast this morning. Obviously, Pete and Sue were kind enough to carve out some time to give me a tour of the facilities, which was awesome to see that with my family. And obviously, you can tell my kids are on cloud nine right now, shooting baskets down there on the court. But it's been a busy 24 hours. It's been a great 24 hours. It really solidifies our decision that we made the right choice to come here. I'm a big believer in fit, and this feels like a good fit for me and my family. So it feels really good.
Have you dined out anywhere, either in the last couple of days or when you were here for your interview?
We did on. My days are, today's Tuesday. We did on Sunday night. We went and ate downtown at a nice restaurant with a friend of mine that came to town with my family. But other than that, they've been kind of hustling me to different meetings from that standpoint. So we look forward to kind of exploring Syracuse a little bit more and plan to do that over the next couple of days. We'll be here until Friday morning when we fly back to Boise to start the transition out here to Central New York.
Where'd you go?
My wife, where'd we go for dinner on Sunday night?
Possibilities.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, possibilities. So, yeah.
What'd you get?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I got I eat like a 12-year-old. 4 cheese ravioli. So me and the kids had the same meal, as a matter of fact. So.
Any thoughts on the practice facility? I know you were there today, the new football one.
Yeah, phenomenal. It's when I got to Boise State, we had a practice facility that was in place, and it's an awesome facility back there. And then you walk into this. I mean, you can tell Pete and his guys did a phenomenal job putting that together. And obviously, we talk about the wow factor. You bring a young man into that facility or a young woman, they have a chance to look at a facility like that. That gets their attention. And so I was very impressed with it.
Mark, I think some people are wondering if you talk about the tradition of the Carrier Dome, obviously, and everybody knows Syracuse because of that. But some people are wondering if this is just such a dated facility that there could be a day that there is no more Carrier Dome. Is that a possibility?
To be honest with you, I haven't given much thought to that. It's again, being here now a few days, you're just trying to take it all in from there. So I haven't given much thought to that. But again, as I talked about yesterday, if you grow up in college athletics as a fan of it, you know what the Carrier Dome is and you know what it represents. And I want to make sure we take time to enjoy that, and then we'll make decisions down the road.
Everybody the last couple days has talked about your emphasis on student welfare and it being a real strength of yours. It's obviously an issue with the NCAA that everybody's talking about, being fair to the athletes. Name and likeness and stipends and that sort of thing. Is there one or two, emphases that you'd like to see the NCAA go as far as paying players or any of those options?
Well, no, obviously cost of attendance I think is the right move. It's interesting. If you remember, 5-6 years ago it was all about conference realignment. And obviously Syracuse went through that realignment process. And I was at Boise State and we were going through that process. And also now we're talking about student athlete welfare. And I'd like to say we always focused on the student athletes. Obviously that's why we do what we do. And it is near and dear to my heart. Being a former student athlete at the Division III level, I realized the work I put into it. I realized the help that I got going through my process, and I want to make sure that we provide that help to our student athletes. So again, I'm a big fan of the changes that have gone into place in terms of the cost of attendance and some of those things. And again, I think as long as we remember why we do this is because of the student athletes, then we're on the right track.
The Chronicle of Higher Education put out a report. I know the numbers might not necessarily be accurate, that's what I've heard, but Syracuse was on the low end of the cost of attendance that they could offer. Is that a concern for you at all, as kind of just fairness and quality?
No, because if you think about it, scholarships are different for every institution you go to. So whether you're at institution A, your scholarship might be worth X, in institution B, your scholarship might be worth something else. So there's always been a difference. You know, I think naturally the media is going to focus on, hey, the cost of attendance at this institution is this, the cost of attendance at Syracuse is this, and you can't get caught up in that. I mean, again, I think the issue is, you know, it's a number that's set by federally set, you know, from there, and so you just got to, you know, it is what it is from that standpoint. Again, there's always been differences in costs, so I don't think it'll be, once it goes, obviously right now there's so much noise about it because it's new, but I think once we get into the process, I think those things will work themselves out.
You're no stranger to stadium revamps. You've been a part of this at Boise State. What kinds of things did you learn from that process that you think maybe might be a good fit here in Syracuse?
Well, what I learned at Boise State, you know, sometimes it's the little things. You know, I think, you know, obviously people focus on the big things, and at Boise State we were able to go in and do some little things that really made a difference. And what I mean by that is we added, for example, in the football stadium, we added a new video board and new sound system, and you'd be amazed at how that changed that atmosphere. And in our basketball arena at Boise State, we just announced, actually the day I was announced as a new AD here, we got State Board of Education approval for a new video board inside our basketball arena. It was very outdated, so we were able to make those transitions. And again, you know, when you bring kids to campus, when you're recruiting to campus, you walk into here, I mean, I think you saw me, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm in the Carrier Dome, you know, but you want to have some of those bells and whistles, and sometimes it can be those little things that have a huge impact and make a difference to get a young man or young woman to say yes to your institution.
Have you identified any of those here already, or did you have to pitch anything to the board? Did they ask for ideas?
No, I haven't identified any of that stuff here. Again, just kind of taking it all in today and going through that.
What's maybe the most interesting thing you've learned in the last 24 hours that you didn't know coming in here?
The rolling hills. I didn't realize, that sounds odd, but you know, coming from Idaho, you know, we've got the mountains out there, and it's very, you know, it's high desert, and here it's very green in the rolling hills, and my kids have been excited to kind of see the hills and the landscape and all that stuff. So much different than Boise.
Do they do a lot of, are they winter people? You know,
Yeah, we ski quite a bit. Yeah, we ski quite a bit. And you know, it's ironic. You know, people keep asking me, "Hey, you're aware about the winter here?" And my wife went to school in Green Bay and grew up in Iowa.
Okay.
I grew up in Iowa. We spent 4 years at Minnesota. Yeah, we'll be okay. We love to ski and we love the outdoors, so we'll be fine.